Hello and welcome to One Cool Thing, PC Mag's daily show where we show you one cool thing which we are testing out here in the PC Mag Labs. I'm Sasha Segan, this is Ajay Kumar, and we have a thing today that is cool. It's cool. I'm not saying whether or not it's good. That is for you to judge. If you are watching us live on Facebook, then please ask questions, make comments. Social Pete here will read out your questions and comments. We will have what is hopefully a fun and entertaining discussion. If you are watching us later on YouTube, then please like and subscribe. I think that's there. I think we have that. Okay. Like and subscribe and come back every weekday on PC Mag's channel. We have another One Cool Thing every weekday. Today's One Cool Thing is $1,700, and it is a mid-range Android tablet, kind of. What is the Sony Xperia Touch?
The Sony Xperia Touch is really three devices in one. It is, like you said, it's a mid-range Android tablet, but it's also a short-throw Pico projector, and it's also a smart speaker. So it's three devices in one. So you can do a full touch interface. You're running Android, you can stream content, you can play games, and you can say, "Okay, Google," and tell it to do things, which it's doing right now.
Yeah. So now I notice you say, "Okay, Google," not "Hey, Google," because it's not actually a Google speaker, right?
Yeah, it's not a Google Home. By default, it comes with Sony's voice control app, which is terrible, and I disabled it. So if you want Google Assistant, all you had to do is download it. Oh my God. It is listening to everything I'm saying. So if you want Google Assistant, all you had to do is download it, and it will set up the mobile version of Google Assistant.
Now let's talk about what the basic features of this hardware are before we get to more entertaining software demos. So in this box, you have what kind of processor, what kind of storage, what kind of connectivity? Okay,
so you have a Snapdragon 650 processor, 3 gigs of RAM, you have dual band Wi-Fi, you have NFC, you have Bluetooth, you have you can Google Cast, you can stream, you have 100 lumen LED light source, which projects an image between 23 inches to 80 inches, 1366 by 768.
Can it project onto a wall or only down onto a table?
It can do a table and a wall. So the only difference is to do it on a wall, you had to take this, you had to physically pick it up, you had to place it up against the wall, so it's vertical, and it'll project up to 80 inches on the wall.
Okay, and now is there a battery in it, or does it have to be plugged in?
There is a 1300 milliamp battery.
That's tiny.
It's tiny. It will last for about 40 minutes of Wi-Fi video streaming.
Okay.
When it's not connected. You do want to keep it plugged in. It's plugged in right now.
And now speaker-wise, you said it's a smart speaker. Can we show off the volume and the sound quality here?
Sure. Okay, Google. Play Kashmir by Led Zeppelin.
This is not Kashmir by Led Zeppelin, by the way, because there's no Google Music subscription on this account, so it just plays random related music. But yeah, it's pretty tinny. I mean, it's not tinny. It's moderately loud, but it's really tinny.
Right. I would say that a speaker quality is probably on par with that Amazon Echo Dot. When it comes to the microphone, there's only a single microphone up here, and its ability to pick up is definitely not on par with the standard smart speakers.
So can it hear you from far away?
About 10 feet, 15
that's not
maybe,
that far.
if you're really pushing it. Most of the time, no.
It's much more similar to a phone than to a smart speaker.
Right.
So now, let's show what it's like to play a game on here.
All right, so the one thing to note is that there are no special optimized apps for this interface. So the best way to treat this is that this is just a tablet on your table. And so when it comes to games, you're gonna wanna play things like Fruit Ninja because those are probably best suited for this kind of interface.
It's a tablet made of light.
Yeah, a tablet made of light. But you can see that touch responsiveness is like reasonably good. So there's an IR sensor here, and it'll so it can track. It can do 10-point multi-touch, and it knows when you're touching the screen, and it doesn't matter what the surface is. So you can see like a reasonable level of responsiveness. If there's anyone who would really love this, it's probably kids. Definitely a big attraction.
Don't want to hit the bomb.
There you go.
I got it. No, I don't got it. I so do not got it. Okay, game over. So yeah, when we had the kids in for Kids at Work Day last week, they did seem to really like playing on this thing. But on the other hand, it's $1,600.
Right, it's $1,600, and so I think if there is a selling point to this, it's that it's 3 devices in one. You don't need to buy a projector, a tablet, and a smart home device separately.
But you kind of do.
But you kind of do, because if you look at the cost, I actually added it up. So a 4K TV is like around $400 or $500. A Pico projector, like the P300 Neo, is around $400. An Android tablet is around $200 or $300 if you buy a higher end one. And so a smart home, a Google Home, is another $200 or so if you buy the higher end one. So you're still under $1,700.
You're like you're under $1,000.
You're under $1,000.
Yeah,
so you can buy everything that this can do for under $1,000. So
that opens up the question here. Let's get the piano up. The piano is a good demo that you were showing earlier. So that opens up the question, why? Why does this exist?
Sony says it's for early adopters. Oh my God.
That's unacceptable. This is an unacceptable result. Okay.
All right. So really, it seems, I mean, when I was testing it, it seems like a proof of concept more than anything else. It kind of does everything they say it does okay. It doesn't do anything super well, but it is cool to look at. It's cool to use. It does have more connectivity protocols than most Pico projectors when it comes to wireless, so dual band, Bluetooth, NFC. I'm not sure what NFC is good for on this, but it does have NFC. It has a 13 megapixel camera up top, so you can technically do video conferencing if you have it projecting up against the wall. So better connectivity.
Let's take some questions.
Are there any other devices doing this out there?
So a couple of years ago, ZTE had a line of smart projectors, which they called S Pro. There was an S Pro, and then there was an S Pro 2. They came out with wireless carriers. They came out on Sprint, AT&T, Verizon, and these were projectors that essentially had a small Android tablet built into the top. They were running full Android, but they had a projector as kind of the output interface. And those were only a couple of $100. They ran on LTE networks as well as Wi-Fi. Obviously, they did not succeed very well, or they'd still exist. Motorola has a Projector Moto Mod for the Moto Z and the Moto Z2.
Z2, yeah.
And that will, once again, project things that are happening on your Android device. But that one cost $279, and that one also sold so poorly that at one point they were giving away projector mods with pre-orders of certain other devices.
Right, there was a bundle that you could buy that included the projector and the 360 camera.
Right. So projectors running Android does seem to be a thing that manufacturers think people want, but that people don't necessarily end up wanting.
I think the big thing is that Chromecast exists, and as long as Chromecast exists for $20, you can stream any content you want from an Android device without needing an Android-powered projector. So,
any more questions out there?
So we've also had games like PUBG running on this. How responsive is it? Do you feel like it's a good way of experiencing those games?
It is, no. It is not. So if I were to play a game like PUBG or GTA or anything, it can run it. It can run it on low settings, but you would have to stand here. You'd have to use the controls standing in front of it, and you can't really use it when it's projecting to a wall. So.
Yeah, this is a Snap 650. This is the kind of processor that you'll find in maybe a $300, $400 smartphone.
Right, or like a mid-range tablet, essentially.
Yeah, these are not. These high-end games are architected for high-end devices running the Snap 800 series, and that is not running on here. Next question.
I mean, were they trying for the enterprise set with this? Like, do you feel like it has any sort of real, like, business uses?
No, because, and I'll tell you, the specific reason why is because if you look at the ports on the back, I don't want to move it because it'll recalibrate, but if you look at the ports on the back, there's a USB-C for power, and there's a micro HDMI, and that's it. There's no other ports, there's no other ways to connect it to things. So, I needed a micro HDMI cable, and I connected it to project the screen of a laptop. But that's really about it. Like, you're not going to. It's not like
so it's
ideal.
Not really great as a general purpose projector.
Yeah, that too.
Let's take another question.
What kind of networking is it? Did you mention, is it Wi-Fi? If so, what speed?
It has dual band Wi-Fi. It has Bluetooth 4.2. It's running Android 7.1. It has NFC. There is no physical headphone jack or anything.
Really?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it has no cellular connectivity.
It has no cellular connectivity.
It's not a phone.
Yeah, it is not a phone. It is a tablet.
Any more questions out there? Okay, great. So this is the Sony Xperia Touch. It is, I mean, on One Cool Thing, we will sometimes show you a cool thing which is not a great thing. It is not necessarily a thing that we recommend you buy. But it's a cool thing, it's a weird thing, it's an interesting thing. It shows that there are a lot of winding paths and possibly dead ends in the world of technology, but those dead ends may be full of, you know, beautiful flowers or an interesting shadow on a wall. And the interesting shadow on the wall in this case is being cast by a spectacularly expensive Pico projector. So this is the Sony Xperia Touch. We rated it 2.5 stars because it does do some interesting things. However, we would not necessarily recommend you buy it. Thank you all for watching. This has been One Cool Thing. If you're watching us on Facebook, please return at 10 a.m. tomorrow for a product that hopefully we will recommend. If you are watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We will have another One Cool Thing for you every day.